Can we beat Mario games without touching a single block? I think that's a pretty good question, and today we'll be playing the special worlds in Super Mario 3D World, and we'll try to beat it without touching a single block. Make sure to subscribe, and let's go! World Star Dash 1 is home to lots of pretty colors. The platforms, the enemies, everything is so colorful. I love it. In terms of blocks, well, there's a couple here and there, but they're always super easy to avoid, so no worries. Eventually, I reach this point, where you must enter this box to get teleported all the way over there. Is this a block though? Well, according to the Mario Wiki, no. It's actually a warp box, not a warp block, so we're all good. Star Dash 2 features those red and blue platforms that keep flipping over, so we have to be super careful when moving on them or else we fall down and die. Thankfully, there's not a single block that is on the way to the flagpole, so it's all good. Star Dash 3 is technically made out of wooden blocks, which means I'm standing on blocks right as the level begins. But, you know, these challenges are about me dodging the Mario blocks. You know, the brick blocks, the question mark blocks, the donut blocks, not the actual level itself. So, does this stage count as me touching blocks or not? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that in the comments, so go ahead and let me know, will you? Star Dash 4 features this flagpole that runs away from you, but this thing is so slow that I managed to catch it in less than 15 seconds, and all of this while avoiding all of the blocks. Good. Star Dash 5 is a level named Super Block Land. Uh-oh, I guess we're gonna be in trouble. Obviously, this stage is all made out of blocky things, but I don't consider the grass blocks to count, because they're literally just, you know, the floor. As for the rest of the stage, well, I do see blocks everywhere. This wall over here, it's illegal. These brick blocks, illegal. These metallic blocks, yep, also illegal. As you can expect, it's not easy to navigate through all of this without touching a single block. I still managed to clear the first section, but the second one wants you to collect those 5 key tokens in order to open up the locked warp box. I managed to collect a few, but there's this one that's on top of a metallic block and then another one up high in the sky. You're meant to jump on those blocks to reach it. Yeah, this doesn't look good for us. I tried using Peach's gliding ability to get them, and while I managed to get this one, the other one that's high up in the sky is just unreachable without standing on blocks. Well, that's a bummer because this level is impossible. Star Dash 6 is full of honeycomb-shaped blocks, but thankfully it only contains a block at the beginning to give you a power-up and one near the midway point, and that's pretty much it. Avoid those and you'll be good. Star Dash 7 started off okay, with only a handful of giant enemies to dodge, but soon we'll reach this part full of grey brick blocks. Normally, you have to use the Mega Mushroom to break them, but this would mean touching the blocks, so we can't actually do that. I tried diving into the hole there, but I was met with another floor of blocks. This is a bit annoying. So what I decided to do was to visit an item house, and I got all of these amazing gifts. I figured a Tanuki suit could probably solve the problem, so let's try it, and yes! The strategy worked! Once this part is done, the rest of the stage is pretty simple. Star Dash 8 is a bit tricky, as you have to collect 5 key tokens in order to get through the level, and they're actually very well hidden. They're sometimes even behind blocks. Thankfully, those ice pokies will give out some snowballs that we can use to break blocks without ever touching them. This will allow us to gather everything we need to clear this part, and then afterwards, well, everything will be easy. Star Dash 9 is an easy stage. It contains a bunch of cannon boxes shooting cannonballs our way, but we can actually dodge them all and get through most of the stage. That is, until we reach this part where we must shoot down those red blocks with cannonballs. But if we want to get a cannon box, well, we need to hit a block first. Uh-oh, that's a problem. That can actually be solved with a simple boomerang flower. Yeah, if you use the boomerang flower to hit the block, then it turns into a box that we can get, and then we can finish the level. Yeah, easy. Mushroom Dash 1 is a very simple level. but you gotta hurry up and catch some clucks, or else you'll run out of time for sure. Thankfully, there aren't that many blocks to avoid, making this one quite easy. Mushroom Dash 2 requires us to get all of the key tokens, and some of those require some blocks to be removed, but with the boomerang flower, we can do all of this without touching them. This will allow us to get to the top and eventually get everything we need to beat the stage. Mushroom Dash 3 was kinda dumb. Grab a light box and then get to the end, and that's it. And remember, it's a light box, not a light block. I don't want to see anyone trying to be a smartass in the comment section, okay? Mushroom Dash 4 is an interesting level. Hear me out. In order to beat this one, you have to enter this door, which leads to a 2D section taking place in the shadows. Here, you have to defeat the Tower of Goombas to get a warp box to appear and beat the stage. But hear me out. Are those blocks? It's hard to say. I mean, it could be blocks, it could be just the floor, like there's no real proof of anything in those shadows. So once again, I guess I will leave this one up to you. Do you think those are blocks? Or do you think this is just the floor? Mushroom Dash 5 was a pretty easy stage, as there are no blocks that are on the way. Mushroom Dash 6 was a challenging level, but not because of blocks. I just had trouble fighting those dang bullies. Ugh. Mushroom Dash 7 is full of hot blue lava that can kill you real quick if you touch it, so make sure to avoid it at all costs. Flower Dash 1 was a very simple stage which didn't feature that many blocks. Flower Dash 2 is full of fuzzies and floating water blocks. Wait a minute, am I swimming in a block? Nah man, it's just water, who cares? Flower Dash 3 was also quite easy, but this level is way too dark. Can we turn on the brightness, please? Much better. Flower Dash 4 is another one of these levels where you have to collect some clucks or else you'll run out of time. Thankfully, it didn't feature any boxes on the way, so we're all good. Flower Dash 5 is easy, as long as you have a cat suit to climb inside this clear pipe, because if you don't, those gray blocks are gonna be quite the problem. Flower Dash 6 contains lots of booze, but no blocks. Flower Dash 7 was pretty simple and quick to beat. Flower Dash 8, on the other hand, is full of beat blocks, and that doesn't leave us a lot of places to walk on. I quickly switched to Peach to try to maybe get somewhere, and it kinda worked, for the most part. I managed to get through the first and the second section by using the catsuit and using Peach's gliding ability, but this final section is just too much. There is no way for me to dodge all of these blocks, so yeah, this one is impossible. Flower Dash 9 is a level where you need to defeat Goombas and Fire Bros, but there are no blocks to touch, so we're all good. Flower Dash 10 is more honeycomb gameplay, and yet again, it's pretty simple. Flower Dash 11 features a whole lot of spikes on platforms, but thankfully, these platforms are not blocks. Flower Dash 12 is just a level where you fight 6 bosses, one after another, so obviously, no blocks will be on our way. Yeah, this one's easy. And now, the Champion's Road, which is full of blocks. But are those Mario blocks or are those just part of the scenery? I guess it doesn't matter, because once you get to this part, well, as you can see, there's a bunch of beat blocks, and there's just no way to avoid touching them. Yeah, this is just not gonna happen. So, no, it is not possible to beat the special worlds from Super Mario 3D World without touching a single block. We had to touch a couple in some very precise levels, but still, the majority of levels can be beaten nonetheless. So I am quite satisfied. Thanks a lot for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff, and as for me, I'll see you in the next one, bye!